It's time for another Go Games trade-in video. And we've got a whole heckin' load of Game Boy Colors, and 3DSs. And we've also got a ton of Xbox 360 games. A whole lot of them, actually. A whole bunch of these Game Boys just flew into the store. So now we're going to go ahead and do our diligent duty of sending them back out into the wild. We should do that with our Game Boy Colors. You know how these nature preservationists will tag endangered species with little tracking bracelets so they can tell where they go? I think we should do that with these Game Boys and these Game Boy Colors. We need to make sure they stay out of trouble, make sure they don't wind up in some dump somewhere. And I think they're endangered enough where we can do this. But yeah, this is the Go Games trade-in video. We're a retro game store in Merritt Island, Florida, within the Merritt Square Mall. And we're just taking a look at these Game Boy Colors, Game Boy Advances. Pretty standard stuff, but always cool to get in. This raspberry one is pretty cool here. And I really enjoy the Game Boy Color. It fits in your pocket nicely, it looks sexy, and it just gets the job done. Those Game Boy games and Game Boy Color games, 2 buttons, D-pad, that's all you need, baby. And it works great. Now we've got some, I assume, collectors 3DS XLs, some Mario Brothers Silver one. Some dust on that screen, but that's no problem to get off there. And we've got this sweet Galaxy Purple 3DS XL. Looks like some sort of MacBook or something. I think it looks pretty cool, though, overall. And, of course, we've got the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team complete in box. But don't get too excited because this box, well, the box has seen some damage here. Now, it's not a complete disaster. This is not some sort of emergency evacuation situation we're talking about here. But, you know, the box is a little messed up. It's all together. It's not torn and crazy. It's not just shredded to pieces. It doesn't look like a freaking murder movie just happened. And Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, those are a great series of games. Really fun and unique spin on the Pokemon games. If you haven't checked them out, they're definitely worth taking a look at. So now I'm going to show off some of these loose N64 Super Nintendo games. And we also got a whole batch of regular Game Boy Color games. And check this out. We got The Secret of Evermore here for the Super Nintendo. Very interesting and unique RPG about a boy and his dog. And the second player can take control of the dog, I believe. And here's Illusion of Gaia, another fantastic RPG for the Super Nintendo. And here's a game I didn't expect to ever see coming to the store, the Lord of the Rings for the Super Nintendo. I have no idea what this game is about. I mean, obviously it's about Lord of the Rings, but is it any good? I couldn't tell you. That's a little too esoteric for me. Some N64 games going here. Nothing too crazy. Tony Hawk Pro Skater, pretty fun pickup. But we did get these wrestling games in. Never played these wrestling games for the N64, man. What are you doing? The wrestling games on the N64 might be the best wrestling games ever made, period. They're just so much fun to just wrestle people and slam them, take weapons from the crowd, beat the hell out of people. It's good stuff. And we've also got some PSP games in here, loose PSP games. Tactics War of the Lions, that's a fantastic game right there. And we've got, what is this, Pokemon Ranger for the DS. And, God, Mary-Kate and Ashley Winner's Circle. And look at that spatial distortion behind them. It looks like they're time travelers or something. Mary-Kate and Ashley can time travel. Here's Animal Crossing for the Nintendo 3DS. And some more 3DS games coming in here. Majora's Mask 3D. Another Pokemon Ranger, Guardian Signs. I'm not sure what Pokemon Ranger is. I think it's a sequel to the Red Rescue Team sort of thing. Here's another Pokemon Yellow that came in. And what is this? ATV Off-Road Fury. A few more PSP games. Here's Up, the video game for the PlayStation Portable. And Untold Legends. Pretty fun Diablo-like game if you enjoy Diablo clones. A game I never heard of. The Powerpuff Girls Battle Hymn, where you fight the villain named Him. And this one is signed by Erica herself. be sure to pick it up. Funny stuff. Yokai Watch. That was a pretty interesting 3DS game. I don't know if they're still making those Yokai Watch games. I know they're kind of hyped up to be some sort of Pokemon contender, and they actually had some footing in Japan, but I don't think they ever reached the crowd necessary here in the United States. But we're going to go ahead and start off with some of these miscellaneous games. Here's a really cool one to get in. Mega Man ZX for the Nintendo DS. Really awesome stuff to find. These DS, 3DS games in their original cases, it's going to start getting hard to find these, as much as I hate to say it. And there's quite a lot of DS, 3DS games. A ton of them were released. They didn't go too heavy on the digital downloads like we are these days with the Switch, the PS4, stuff like that. So there's a lot of physical games to collect for those two systems. We dig it in some PlayStation stuff here. We got Twisted Metal Head On for the PlayStation Portable. This was a pretty cool pickup. I liked seeing that come in. Still pretty cheap too. Here's Resident Evil 4 for the PlayStation 2. If you're a fan of Resident Evil 4, check out the Let's Play we're doing here on the channel. Here's Naruto Ultimate Ninja 3, Final Fantasy X. Final Fantasy X is a great game. I enjoy it personally. Very melodramatic game. It's sort of like a soap opera. Now, these Wii games are terrible. Zumba Fitness. Look at this. Cardio workout for the Wii. Now, here's the thing. This isn't even a gym. There's no gym equipment anywhere. It's just a guy with a jump rope in the background and some girl putting up her fists and smiling at you. And even on the back, there's no gym equipment. This isn't a gym. This is just an empty room with a guy doing jump rope and a couple of girls. Whatever. Here's another Metal Slug anthology. Cool stuff. You never played the Metal Slug games, man, and you like Contra? You need to play these Metal Slug games, dude. They're great fun. Ton of beautiful art, beautiful 2D art in those games. And the anthology is a great way to play them, and I still think it's pretty affordable. And here's Madagascar the Penguins for the Wii U. And while I was filming this, I remembered, wait a second, how is the Penguins game is actually kind of somewhat expensive somehow. It's like $25 somehow. I guess people are really trying to complete the Wii U collections they have going on here. Kind of crazy. A lot of the great Wii U games already got ported to Switch, personally, but I never had a Wii U. If you have a Wii U, let me know if you're collecting for it and if you enjoyed that system. So we're digging into the Xbox 360 stack here proper. Just going to kind of fly through these. Gears of War, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. I really enjoyed the Ghost Recon games. I enjoy the Tom Clancy games, I should say. I enjoy that tactical shooting angle. And here's a great one. Lost Odyssey for the Xbox 360. Fantastic RPG that I think is still exclusive to the Xbox 360. And it's still affordable. It hasn't completely spiked to some outrageous $100 price or anything like that. Very interesting premise. You play as an immortal, basically. Your guy just doesn't naturally die. He can get killed in combat, but the story follows what it would be like if, you couldn't die and you had to watch everyone else around you die, and you kind of just watch the world kind of fuck up consistently. It's a very, very somber and interesting game. Resident Evil Raccoon City. That was a fun game. Now, this game right here, Tenchu Z. Tenchu Z kicks ass. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This is co-op Tenchu. Co-op stealth ninja assassination goodness. Such a fun game. Such an amazing, fun game to play multiplayer. I played the hell out of that game multiplayer. Really fun. Just sneaking around. You unlock all sorts of abilities. It's really neat. Here's Saints Row for the original Xbox 360. And this is the first Saints Row. This is before Saints Row got crazy. Before Saints Row 3, before Saints Row 4. So going back to the first Saints Row is kind of shocking. Kind of like being dumped in cold water, because it's very much trying to be Grand Theft Auto. This was before it was trying to be its own thing, which is, wacky, crazy Saints Row. If you played Saints Row games, I'm sure you're familiar with them. Here we've got Red Dead Redemption, The Undead Nightmare. You've enjoyed Red Dead Redemption. Check out The Undead Nightmare. It's a standalone expansion where it's a what-if scenario. Kind of like those comic books where Like, what if Batman was evil or something? The Red Dead Redemption's Undead Nightmare is a what if scenario where what if the world of Red Dead was infested by zombies, basically. And it's really interesting. Here's Just Dance. I know there's a lot of Just Dance fans there. This is like the 8th Gears of War that came in. I don't know what happened, but we got at least like 30 million copies of Gears of War that came into the store here. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, great game. Far Cry 3, another fantastic game. Titanfall. You guys like first-person shooters, man. Check out Titanfall 1 and Titanfall 2. Another Gears of War game. Here's Rage. It's a pretty fun game. Battlefield, Medal of Honor. If you enjoy Call of Duty, check those series out. Check them both out. A lot of good fun. I'm just showing off how terrible I am at stacking video games here. I'm going to move on with the show. The PS4, PS5 games. We do get PS5 games in here occasionally. And what kind of PS4 games we got? We got Horizon Forbidden West, Watch Dogs, and Hitman 3. Hitman 3 is fantastic. PS5 and newest wrestling game. Kind of looks like he's on fire there. Looks like he's screaming for his life because he's on fire. We should probably help that guy out. And a whole bunch of Xbox One games. NASCAR, Vikings, Wolves of Midgar, Wreckfest, Farming Simulator, Fallout 4. Fallout 4, man. People are absolutely crazy about that. The new Battlefront. I got to try the new Battlefront out. I'm a big fan of the PS2, the original Battlefront 1 and 2. So I got to check those out. Hello Neighbor. Pretty fun indie survival horror game. Another Fallout 4. And we got some anime in. Some anime DVD. Nothing too crazy. Fully Cooley, Evangelion, and Cowboy Bebop the movie. We occasionally buy up anime. It's not our focus, but if anime comes in, we'll buy it up. But yeah, that's the video. Be sure to check out the rest of the videos here on the YouTube channel. And let me know in the comments below what you'd like to see in the future. We could do game reviews. We could do anything. We can do anything with this channel. The future is yours. Until next time, guys, take it easy.